So for Orvar to work, we need things that target, instant or sorceries in specific, and things to target.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Target! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Target. Need some new Kaldheim cards? Well, you can order all that you need from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we're heading to Kaldheim Standard to play Mr. Tentacle Orvar the All-Seeing, in a deck that's looking to really go deep and kind of combo off with Orvar's Copy It When You Target It ability. So let's talk about the deck real quick, jump into the game, see it in action. Alright, so here is our Jeskai Orvar list, and I gotta say, this one took a lot of work to end up where we wanted to be. I wanted to be straight blue-white, but didn't really have all the pieces, I don't think, to make Orvar work, so we ended up going into Jeskai, and I'm really happy with how the list ended up. So Orvar, of course, our namesake card. The big deal is, when we target any of our stuff with the instant or sorcery, we get a copy of the permanent that we target. Maybe our opponent somehow makes us discard it. Not very likely in Standard, though. So that's the main ability. So for Orvar to work, we need things that target, instant or sorceries in specific, and things to target. So as far as spells that target, we have a few different options. Flicker of Fate, Shepherd of the Flock are nice because they can target more than just creatures, which is actually really important toward the plan of our deck, as you'll see as we go along. Sejiri Shelter, Mystic Reflection only target creatures, but they're both very strong. Sejiri Shelter can protect Orvar, make copies of stuff. Mystic Reflection gives us this weird finish, which is really sweet. If you saw the highlight of Master of Waves Mystic Reflection in Modern going around, the closest we can get to that in Standard is Reverent Hoplite. Hoplite, when it comes into play, we make 1/1 humans equal to our devotion to white. So the idea is we get down a few white mana symbols. We Reverent Hoplite. With the trigger on this stack, we Mystic Reflection. If we got Orvar, we get one copy just for targeting it, and then all the tokens from Reverent Hoplite are going to be Reverent Hoplites. They're all going to have white mana symbols. They're all going to make a ton of tokens when they come into play to theoretically just let us win the game. We also have a bunch of other sweet stuff to target. Righteous Valkyrie for lots of life gain, eventual pumping, a big board full of our 1/1 of Dream Trawler, probably going to end the game. We can copy Skyclave Apparition, Elspeth Cocker's Death for removal, but really, the card that makes this all work is Showdown of the Skulls. This is a reason that we're in Jeskai rather than straight blue-white. Showdown of the Skulls gives us card advantage, and in a world of Yarions, in lots of grindy decks with card advantage, we really need that to keep up. Blue and white are lacking that. There's not good ETB card draw stuff, so Showdown of the Skulls come down, essentially draws us 4 cards, and then we can do insane things, where we're essentially going to Showdown of the Skulls every turn, maybe multiple times a turn, by targeting it with Shepherd of the Flock, targeting it with Flicker of Fate, making copies of it with Orvar as we target it, and reusing the Showdown when we bounce it back to our hand or flicker it as well. So this just gives us insane amounts of card advantage, finds our combo pieces, eventually allows us to overwhelm our opponent and win the game. Mana base wise, pretty typical Standard stuff. Sideboard, bunch of removal, bunch of counters, Ox of Agonis for rogues, and that is Jeskai Orvar. That's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So let's jump into it, see this ridiculous pile of combo-y target-y value in action. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, Against the Odds time. We are Orvaring, attempting to Orvar in Standard, and, well, this hand doesn't have an Orvar, but it does have Showdown of the Skulls, which can theoretically find Orvar. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep it. We have lands, which is always a bonus. Well, Temple, Triome. I don't think we need a Triome here. Pass the turn. Opponent. Temple of Melody. To the bottom. Well, more lands. Alright, Temple of Epiphany. Well, I guess the second Showdown's fine. In case there's discard or something random. Counters. Schwamp. Well, yeah, there's discard. Opponent. I mean, you gotta take Showdown. Take Showdown. Well, I'm glad we left that other one on top. Land Righteous Valkyrie. Go. Opponent. Land. Foretells. Well, Pathway on white. Showdown. Ooh, alright, that's good. Another Righteous Valkyrie and a Flicker of Fate for our Showdown. So we get to keep the party going. Assuming our opponent doesn't have, like, Binding. Binding would be annoying. Opponent. White mana. And still no Orvar. Agonizing Remorse. Okay. Takes Elspeth Conquers Death. Passes. So we gotta flicker this turn. We also need to play an untap land. Alright, so play this on white. Righteous Valkyrie. Grow Valkyrie. Flicker of Fate on Showdown, Grow Valkyrie. Come on, Orvar. Ooh. All right. That's a lot of Righteous Valkyries. Okay. Now I love where we're at. Opponent taps Doomscar to stay alive-ish. Well, play Orvar. Usher back our Showdown of the Scalds. Grow Orvar. Get a copy of Showdown of the Scalds. Pathway on white. Pass the turn. So we're gonna lose the Righteous Valkyries, but we got the combo set up. I mean, we're just gonna go through our deck. We're just gonna go through our deck. I think, I hope. Potent. Elspeth Conquers Death. Targeting what? Orvar. Alright, well, we will Shepherd of the Flock. Orvar. Untap. Pathway on blue. Play. I guess we just play a Miria's Call. Play a Miria's Call. Make some Angels pass the turn. Opponent. Land. Up to 7 mana. Kaya. Okay. Takes down an Angel. Sure. And. Alright, even more removal. Opponent passes. So we will. Opponent's tapped out. Oh. Oh, play Shepherd of the Flock. Play Shepherd of the Flock. Pathway on blue. Orvar. All right. Well, we build a board. ECD goes away. Hopefully this is not land Ugin. Oh my goodness, that would be brutal. Visionary. Sure. Well, it's not an Ugin. That's good. Counters on the Visionary. Passes. Ooh. Well, we will Showdown of the Skulls. Keep the good times rolling. Yeah. 4 cards incoming. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of the Visionary. Combat. Kaya. Kaya down. Triome. Go. I mean, I'm still a tiny bit worried that this could end with an Ugin ruining everything. About it. Yasharn. Okay, Yasharn's fine. We don't really care about Yasharn. We do care about a potential Ugin. Opponent, yep, runs out a bunch of stuff. Ooh, Shelter's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess we got a Showdown. Counter on... Oh, post groups it up. Okay. Orvar Power. That went pretty well. I mean, of course, we didn't get Ugin, which is part of what made it go well, but that got to show off what the deck can do. Like, the deck can do really sweet things. So, 2 negates, a Disdainful Stroke, in. Go down. Maybe a Skyclave? A Skyclave? A Skyclave and 1 Flicker. Or do we go down the Shepherd? Yeah, we'll go down 1 Flicker. Run it like that. I mean, when we get looping, it goes so well. Like, that's the kind of board state we can get to, where we're just, like, looping these showdowns, copy it with Orvar, and then our deck becomes really hard to beat. We draw through our entire deck so quickly. Well, I mean, we're going to keep this. We're on the draw. 2 lands. We got a negate, which is good. We have these Skyclaves, which we'll see. Yeah, that's a land. Triome go. Opponent. Possible we should have played a Miria's Call because of discard. Fable Passage cracks it. Forest passes. Well, yeah, we're actually going to shock ourselves here. Really want to play that because we can't afford to have one of our only lands hit by discard. Opponent. Pathway. Visionary. Well, that's not a land, but Skyclave Apparition, get rid of Visionary. We do still need lands. Opponent. Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. Well, Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of the Nightmare. Temple is great. That's a land that lets us scry for another land. All right, pass the turn. Opponent finds a land. Agonizing Remorse. Takes the Dream Trawler. Passes. Well, play a Scryland. I mean, that probably is worth keeping. Yeah, we'll just run out Orvar. I mean, worst case, if Orvar dies, we can hopefully ECD it back. A little risky to keep a non-land, but this is where a Showdown of the Scalds is a card that puts us into overdrive. Bone it. Kills the Orvar. Yeah. No attacks. Well, it'll come back, hopefully, with this ECD at some point. Yasharn. So opponent finds some lands. Goes to combat. No blocks. We'll play Righteous Valkyrie. Pass the turn. Opponent. Land. Well, block your token. Maybe we double block the token. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. Alright, block the token. Down to 10. Scavenging Ooze. It's actually kind of annoying. Well, Righteous Valkyrie. Gain some life. No attacks. Opponent can grow the Ooze. Well, we gotta find Showdown of the Scalds. That is the card we need to get some card advantage going. Opponent untaps. That's what we're missing at the moment. Land. Combat. Swings. Well, we will kill the 3/3. Go to 6. Opponent passes. Well, Valkyrie. Gain 8. No attacks. This turn we're probably going to do some blocking. Cycles a Triome. Cycles a Triome. Yep. Well, we'll see. Opponent just got a bunch of new cards. Definitely would like to kill the Ooze. Disdainful Stroke. Well, go to combat. Pass the turn. We need lands. We need lands. I feel like tapping out's just too risky. Opponent. Well, we will negate the Heartless Act. Oh, opponent just has a whole handful of removal spells. Okay. Yeah, well, that makes things worse. Opponent. Untaps. Crawling Barrens. And Goes to combat. Attacks. I mean, we're putting everything in front of the ooze. This could go horribly wrong, but we don't really have much of a choice at this point. Opponent. Okay. Well, that's fine. We lose a Valkyrie, but we get rid of the ooze, which was giving us all kinds of headaches. Oh, I'm just so afraid to tap out, but I don't know if we have a... I don't think we have much of a choice at this point. I was hoping that we would draw some lands so we could keep leaving up a counter. Well, I mean, yeah. Elspeth conquers death. Get rid of Yasharn. Opponent wilts it. Well, they still lose the Yasharn. We can get in with the Valkyrie. Well, we are tapped out, though. I guess it's really going to come down to what's in our opponent's hand. Those last two cards. Yeah, so Crawling Barrens grows a bit. Opponent goes to 20. Untaps. Well, shields are down, opponent. This is your chance. Wow, nothing? Okay. Ooh, and that's Mystic Reflection. Well, we will foretell Mystic Reflection. Get in with Valkyrie. Man, one more land would go a long way. Also, Orvar would be pretty sweet. Opponent draws down to 15. Grows the Crawling Barrens. Yeah. 4 cards in hand. Swamp. And passes? Another Mystic Reflection. Well, foretell Mystic Reflection. Go to combat. Hit you with the Valkyrie. I mean, I guess eventually this Crawling Barrens is going to be an issue. Go attacking. Hit ya. Boy, we would love a land. Opponent. Cycles Wilt. Grows Crawling Barrens. Untaps. Land. Llanowar Visionary, sure. Elder Gargaroth. Okay. Oh, please land. Opponent foretells. Alright, there's a land. So play this on blue. Elspeth conquers death. Get rid of the Gargaroth. Go to combat. Hit you with the Valkyrie. Pass the turn. Opponent has an Elspeth conquers death. Yeah. Less than ideal. Opponent passes. So we can combo, or attempt to. This has got to be Doomscar. Well, go to combat. Attack our opponent with a Valkyrie. Pass the turn. Our biggest issue this game has just been we have not had enough mana to do everything we need to do. Like, we haven't drawn enough lands to be able to leave up protection or counters and do things. Instead, we've been stuck in this awkward loop. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. I think we take it. Down to 12. There's the Doomscar. We will counter it. And a Bloodchief's Thirst. All right. Well, pathway on white. Orvar. Pass the turn. That's tapped. Yeah, I guess we hit you. Opponent. Down to 17. Untaps. Gets back in ooze. 2 cards in hand. Opponent going to eat things. I think we got a shot, though, with these Mystic Reflections. Because we can make copies of Skyclave. Yes, this ooze is back and eat our graveyard, blah, blah, blah. Opponent hides away another Doomscar. Crawling Barrens. Wow, gonna get frisky. Opponent attacks. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we probably just have to go for the win. Okay. Down to 2. Well, we will Mystic Reflection, Skyclave. Get rid of ooze. Mystic Reflection, Skyclave. Get rid of Visionary. Hoplite. Combat. Attack for lethal! Oh, that's an Orvar win. That's an Orvar win. We didn't draw the Showdown of the Skulls at all. That was Orvar. That was 100% Orvar. We hid away the Mystic Reflections. They turned into removal spells with Orvar for 1 mana to clear the board, get it for Xaxes. That was good. That was real good. I mean, that shows the power of what the deck can do. We also had the option to try to combo with Hoplite, but with the amount of sweepers and removal our opponent has, we didn't get a good window. Instead, wait for him to get a little greedy and pick up the win. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are Orvaring in Standard, and, well, no Orvar, but mono red, eh? Well, the bad news is this hand is pretty slow. The good news is Righteous Valkyrie can be pretty good against our opponent's deck. We'll see. We are on the draw, so, oh my god. All right. Well, yeah, that's why you don't want to be on the draw. Opponent hits us. We draw Elspeth Conquers Death. Well, scry land. Leave the land we desperately want on the bottom to fizzle our opponent's Robber of the Rich opponent. Goes to combat. Attacks. Steals the land. Hits us. Down to 13. Land and annex. Alright. On to game 2. Yeah, well, we had a slow hand, opponent had a fast one. We will bring in 3 glass caskets and 2 doom scars. We will go down Elspeth Conquers Death. We will go down a Shepherd of the Flock, a Mystic Reflection. Boy. 1 Hoplite and 1 Shajiri Shelter. Run it like that. Alright, so we're going to need a somewhat fast hand. Thankfully, we're on the play, which means our opponent's best cards, like Robber of the Rich, suddenly become much less effective. Assuming we can cast things. Like, Robber of the Rich can still be good if we just do nothing for a few turns. Alright, we get to play first. Well, 1 land, no keep. Okay, well, we got lands, which is good. We'll put Amiria's Call to the bottom, and, well, we'll keep Righteous Valkyrie. Well, I think we got a plan, and that plan is to Doomscar into Righteous Valkyries, and hope that's enough. Play this on white for Tal. Yeah, so the Robber of the Ridge, like, does nothing now. Opponent, Mountain passes. Do we run out Valkyries? Or do we try to Doomscar first? I'll play this on blue. Yeah, let's foretell. Let's wait 1 more turn. I really don't want to run these out only to have them get wrathed. Or to have to wrath away our own Valkyries. That seems bad. Opponent, Bone Crusher. Untaps. Land. And Annex. Well, alright. Skyglaive Apparition. Get rid of Annex. Pathway on red. Go. Well, play the Triome. No attacks. So I think we want to block, give our opponent back the token, Doomscar, and then if we draw land, we can also follow it up with Valkyrie. Phoenix of Ash. Opponent. Well, let's chump. Go to 16. Opponent's gotta know what's up. Well, Doomscar. Temple Scry. I think we gotta go bottom. Orvar is good, but we don't have anything to do with it. I think we want to find Showdown and Showdown into our Orvar. That would be optimal. Opponent. Embereth Pal... What? Okay. Was not expecting that. Well, let's Temple Scry. Land to the bottom. Righteous Valkyrie. Righteous Valkyrie. Gain some life. Pass the turn. Opponent land. Combat attacks. Well, I mean, we are going to block. Does this end with us getting Eldrained? Of course. Yeah. Opponent hits us, kills stuff, hits us, and yeah, now we're just super dead to this Faceless Haven plus Embercleave. Glass Casket. Well, doesn't do anything, and we scoop it up. Embereth Paladin, eh? Huh. I have not ever seen anyone play that in Constructed before, but it was great there. It even dodged the Glass Casket. Interesting. Just so it's clear, like, yes, we Doomscar in Wrath, but then our opponent has Faceless Haven 1/2/3, turns it on, 1/2/3 equips, hits us for 10, so we are on the zero outer there. Like, if we don't Wrath, we're dead. If we do Wrath, we're dead, which means we're dead. Alright, against the odds time. We're playing Skyclave Apparitions in Standard. Actually, we're trying to combo off with Orvar. But this hand has a lot of Skyclave Apparitions, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how good. It'll depend on what version of Yorion our opponent's on. Some of them are more like spell heavy, and this will probably be worse. Some of them are very, very enchantment heavy, and will probably be better. Well, all right, keep playing Sajiri Steeps, so whatever they are. Sajiri Shelters opponent. So what are we looking for? We need Orvar, of course, and can never go wrong. All right, we need Skyclave number 4. I don't know if this is the best or worst hand for this matchup. Okay, well, we're gonna find out. I mean, we're gonna be able to answer things, but can we beat the tokens that these are gonna make when they die? Ugh, alright. Maze Mind Stone. Well, you know what? I think we got an answer for that. Possibly. Righteous Valkyrie. Well, play this on. Ooh, this one's tough. Yeah, you know what? We'll just play it on red. White lets us leave up Shepherd of the Flock, which is really nice. But we need red in case we draw Showdown of the Skull. Opponent scries to the bottom. Well, get rid of the Maze Mind Stone. Opponent. Treacherous Blessing to draw many cards. Tap land and Showdown of the Scalds. And at least I get to discard some to hand size. Don't really want to kill this yet. Well, I guess the land's fine. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Go attacking. Pass the turn. If our opponent has a Wrath, we can pick up the Skyclave and the token will get Wrathed. Well, alright. If it's Extinction Event, I guess we pick up Righteous Valkyrie. Because we have infinite Skyclaves. Alright, so we do lose our Dork. Well, play Righteous Valkyrie. Shepherd of the Flock. Go. We're actually not that far. If we can find Mystic Dispute, we're not really that far off from the Reverend Hoplite Mystic Dispute combo. 1 mana, potentially? We would like to win quickly if possible, because I do think our opponent is likely to win the late game. Alright, Elspeth's Nightmare. Well, do we even care about killing? Yeah. Alright. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of the Nightmare. Triome. Go attacking. Opponent blocks. The reason we're out Skyclave is mostly to up our White Devotion for this eventual Hoplite. Opponent finds a land. Birth of Melodis. Yeah. Cracks. So opponent's at 15. Boy, you really want to showdown with the Skalds or Orvar. I guess we probably want to showdown most, because that'll find Orvar and hopefully things to target it with. More lands. Well, go to combat. Attack. Hit ya. I'm a little afraid to keep playing these Skyclaves. We're going to. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of the Birth. Problem is, if our opponent Wraths, they're going to get a lot of power. Yeah, Pathway. Go. Opponent runs out Omen of the Sea. Opponent is down to 12. Although this can... Oh, dear. 2 to the top. This can all go really bad if our opponent finds a Wrath. Really bad, really quick. Land for our opponent. Alright. Does find a Wrath. Gets a bunch of tokens that we can't really deal with. Alright, deck. This would be a good turn for the showdown. Opponent passes. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Pass the turn. Opponent has more removal. Untaps. Goes combat, hits us. Passes. Well, Dream Trawler. Not bad. Pass the turn. Well, now our opponent's going to need another Wrath. Do they have Wrath 3? Plays a land, gains a life. And I guess worst case... Oh my god. Just kidding. Or Doom Foretold. That's the other possibility. Yeah. Well, there's a Doom Foretold. There goes our Dream Trawler. We draw. Orvar. With nothing to do with it. Well, Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of the Doom Foretold. Orvar. Pass the turn. Yeah, it's really interesting. Standard is so card advantage heavy that you can definitely see the difference in the games when we find Showdown and don't find Showdown. Like, our opponent had the Treacherous Blessing, so they just have infinite cards in hand. Oh my god, they have another Wrath? Alright. We drop to 12. Jeez, alright. Another Wrath. Wrath number 30. Opponent gets a 4/4. We draw an Orvar. Well, we'll play an Orvar. We will pass the turn. Yeah, this one is probably over now. Alright. Boy. I feel like we can deal with the removal, but good god, the Wraths. Really, like, it's just not hitting Showdown. That is it. That is it. That is all. Opponent, you're already on one of several million. Gonna draw some cards. I think we wait one more turn to see if we draw a Showdown, and then... I mean, I guess we're just dead on board, so Showdown doesn't even do it. Well, we'll see what we draw, but then we're just dead. But yeah, the issue here is our opponent got to draw a lot of cards and hit a lot of Wraths, and we did not hit any card advantage. So we've just kind of run out stuff that got 1-for-1. Well, I guess the good news is we can bring in some counters. Bring in the Mystic Disputes. Go down. What are we cutting? Probably some Skyclave. Skyclave actually felt pretty sketchy. Go down a couple Skyclaves. Go down a... Mystic Reflection. Run it like that. Alright. Alright. We need the Showdown. Yeah, these Yarion decks are just so grindy that either you're aggro and just try to beat them before they start drawing cards, or you also have to have card advantage, and that's where things kind of went wrong last game, is we did not find any card advantage. Well, we'll keep this. We again don't have Orvar Showdown as Scalds, which is less than optimal, but opponent scries. I mean, Dream Trawler is good when it's not getting killed in a million ways. Boy, we love these. Love these Skyclave apparitions, apparently. Sideboard most of them out. Still find one. Opponent plays a land. Bertha Mellitus gets a land. And passes. Well, play this on blue. And Skyclave apparition. Get rid of the Birth. Alright. Come on, Showdown of the Scalds. Opponent. Fable Passage. And removals. Well, play this on red. Righteous Valkyrie. Go. Opponent cracks the Fabled Passage. Swamp. And plays a land. Doom Foretold. If they can flash something in, it's pretty bad. Alright, well, we lose the Righteous Valkyrie. We draw a land on white. Pass the turn. Well, that wasn't the best Doom Foretold. We can deal with that. Opponent, tap land. To the top. Goes attacking. Down to 18. Passes. Well, it is time. Showdown of the Skulls. Finally! That's a card we've been waiting for. Play Temple. Keep Orvar. Okay. Okay. We could be in business. Let's see what our opponent can do. We have Mystic Dispute up. We do really need this showdown to stick, though. Opponent. Fable Passage hits us. Down to 16. What do you got, opponent? Cracks. Oh, this is such a big turn, because if we get to untap and play Orvar, then we get to just go off with this showdown. Opponent. Who passes? Okay. Well, in that case, we could try to Seagate Restoration. I think the Orvar plan is better, though. So, play this on blue. Play Orvar. Pass the turn. All right. All right. This is exactly where we want to be. Because now we can start copying and flickering and resetting this Showdown of the Skalds. And hopefully parlay that into a win. Opponent land. Like, Flicker of Fate is essentially 2 showdowns here. Doom Foretold. Okay. Okay. Well, sure. All right, we're going to try to have a turn. We are going to try to have a turn. Opponent's going to pass, so we will Flicker Fate, Showdown, Trigger, draw new cards. Oh no. How do we know which one is the token? Oh, that one says token. And then we will untap, sack the token version. Oh, we can't. Huh. Alright, we'll sack Orvar. Draw more Orvars. Trigger, trigger. Play an Orvar. Trigger, trigger. Oh my god, that's not Orvar. Oh no. That's not what we were trying to do at all. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Wow. Doom Foretold goes away. That was not the plan. Ooh. Okay. Misclick. I thought we were casting Orvar, but apparently not. Opponent. Cast a Dream Trawler. Sure. I think we can beat a Dream Trawler. Opponent. Passing. Well, we'll just let the sagas go off. We still have a real one. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Grow the Orvar. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Actually, we need a land, don't we? Alright, let's usher back the showdown. Get a copy of it. Counters on Orvar. Showdown. Gonna draw some cards. What else can we play? Do we just pass? Now, let's play... Oh, the color pinch. Didn't add another land, which is super awkward. Alright, I guess we pass. Hit our opponent with Orvar. Opponent chumps. I mean, we are going off. There is a Dream Trawler. Yup. So, Dream Trawler does its thing. Skyclave Apparition. Okay. What are we targeting? Can we go after the Righteous Valkyrie? Interesting. Well, we will... Shepherd. Get a copy. Gain some life. Opponent gets and hits us. I mean, is there any chance we just win this turn? No blocks. So opponent's going to go up to 25. Tap land to the top. So we don't actually have to do anything with Showdown this turn. We can wait one more turn. Opponent pass. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So Showdown triggers. Opponent's going to Heartless Act. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3. Righteous Valkyrie. Counter on Orvar. Would be easier if we also had lands, but... And then... What are we losing? 1, 2, 3. Righteous Valkyrie. Counter on Orvar. Gain some life. Go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent blocks. Yup. Well, pass the turn. Opponent pumps the Dream Trawler. Ended up being a really interesting match. Skyclave Apparition. Going after Righteous Valkyrie, well, we will Flicker Fate. Get a copy. Gain a bunch of life. Flicker it. Comes back. Those are 8 Teds. Those are 8 Teds. Dream Trawler isn't an issue anymore. Opponent needs a Wrath. They need a Wrath, and they need it this turn. If they can Wrath, so they have a Wrath. If they can Wrath, things become interesting. Well, we will kill the Dream Trawler. Yep. We're up to 47. Opponent has a Wrath. Well, we will draw. Lose our Showdown. Pathway on white. Showdown. Orvar. Pass the turn. The question is, can we win without milling out? Like, that is really the question at this point. About it. $18 cards in the deck. We can clone the Showdown again with Orvar. So I think what we're going to have to find is our token combo. Like, 1 Reverent Hoplite, 1 Mystic, 2 Reverent Hoplite. All right, so we have another Hoplite left. And we have more Mystic Disputes. Like, that is probably our easiest pathway to victory. Opponent going to Omen of the Sea. Not going to counter that. On the other hand, like, if we get to untap with the showdowns, we can, again, build a big Orvar. Opponent 1 to the top. Yeah. Unfortunately, our opponent's up to 30, which is less than ideal. Opponent duresses to take the Mystic Dispute. And Yorion, sure. I mean, the real question is going to be how many wraths does our opponent have? Like, if they could just keep wrathing, it's going to be tough to win. Opponent's passing. Well, we will. Shepherd of the Flock. Copy the showdown. Opponent gets to draw a card. I mean, I think we just got to keep playing stuff and force them to have the wraths. Well, we will. Elspeth Conquers Death. Grow Orvar. Get rid of Yarion. Pathway on white. Play Shepherd of the Flock. Grow Orvar. Go attacking. Pass the turn. What a weird, long, grindy game. I mean, we're getting to see the deck do its thing to the max, though. Just like clone and clone and clone. Opponent runs out a Doom Foretold. Sure. Treacherous Blessing. Also sure. Draws a bunch of cards. Tap land. Well, we will Flicker Fate. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get a copy. Get rid of Doom Foretold. Unfortunately, get rid of Treacherous Blessing. Untap, draw. Main phase. Bunch of triggers. Showdown. Counter on Shepherd. Pathway. White. Shepherd. Counter on Shepherd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to combat, hit ya. Down to 15. Does this end with us winning the game? We're going off. Does it end with a win? Or does our opponent find more wraths? I am still worried that we're going to mill out. I mean, I guess our opponent's in danger of timing out. 8 cards in the deck. It'd be really nice to not get Wrath this turn. Opponent going to Elspeth Conquers Death. Sure. Targets Orvar. Well, okay. We will clone the Saga. Get rid of our opponent's Elspeth Conquers Death. Lose our Orvar for... Well, actually... You know, let's protect it. Protection from white. Game? I mean, with the counters from Showdown, we should be getting there, right? Oh my goodness, what a game. What a game! What a ridiculous game. Opponent. Passing. Wow. That might be the best example of our deck going off, honestly. Like, wow. Opponent had so much removal and was grinding and grinding and grinding, but once we get our loops going, they're really powerful. Really powerful. Alright, so opponent. Still Yarioning. The only thing I'd say is the disputes are great, but they do get worse throughout the game as our opponent makes more mana. Is Skyclave even good at all? I mean, we probably need some of them. Let's go up in a gate. Go up in a gate. Go to one Righteous Valkyrie. Go to one more Hoplite. Run it like that. The Hoplite plan is not super good in this matchup just because our opponent has the ability to Wrath. We've seen so many Wraths. So even if we go off and make a ton of tokens, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win. Well, I mean, we got Showdown. And that's kind of the engine that makes the Orvar synergy work. Opponent, Black Source. Well, we will start on a Scryland. Yeah, probably no Mystic Reflection at the moment. Opponent plays land passes. Well, we'll just play Triome. Go. Opponent planes. And gonna draw some cards. Sure. Opponent passing. Gonna discard some cards. Pathway white. Go. Opponent Maze Mines Doom. Probably are gonna... Wow, did they not hit a land? Jeez, okay. Somehow our opponent Treacherous Blessing and did not hit a land. Now, we are going to Skyclave. Get rid of Maze Mine. Opponent scries. Alright, finds a land. Well, we can get rid of the Maze Mine's Dome. Pathway on white for Shepherd. Go. Well, next turn could be a showdown turn. Opponent planes. And Doom Foretold. Huh. Well, let's just... Huh. Alright, sure. Yeah, let's do this. Let's pick up Skyclave. This isn't great. It gives our opponent a token. It lets the Doom Foretold go off. But we still get to showdown. Play pathway on blue. Pass the turn. Opponent Fabled Passage goes attacking. Down to 14. Well, we didn't find an Orvar. That's kind of the last piece we're missing. Opponent has another Doom Foretold. Huh. How do we want to do this? Well, okay. We lose our showdown. Play this on white. Elspeth conquers death. Get rid of the Doom Foretold. Jeez, opponent's run a lot of Doom Foretolds. Pass the turn. Would have went a lot differently if we had just a little bit more mana. Opponent on taps. Yeah, I didn't really have enough mana to leave up protection along with playing things. Opponent gets and hits us down to 10. Cheaty land. And passes. Okay, well, take up. Showdown. Opponent counters. We will Mystical Dispute the negate. Draw some cards. Play the plains. Pass the turn. Oh, we'll see. Opponent. Scryland. Wow, this is so close. To the bottom. Combat. Hits us to 6. Not a ton of life. About it. Still haven't found an Orvar. Well, we will Flicker of Fate. Showdown. Opponent Mystic Disputes. Oh, we get some triggers. One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's Flicker of Fate Showdown. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Pathway. Righteous Valkyrie. Pass the turn. Back up to 10. This has been the craziest game. The craziest match. What a grind. About it. Extinction event. Alright. Kills our board again. Goes to combat. Attacks. Hits us. Well, we play Orvar. We play Shepherd. Play Temple to Scry. Land to the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Maybe we should just Flicker Faded. It's possible we should just ran it out and not left up the Mystic Dispute. Because we did end up losing it. We'll see. We will see. What do you got, opponent? Goes attacking. Well, I assume that means another Wrath is coming. Block, block. Finally get rid of those tokens. I came very close to killing us. Shatter the Sky. We draw a card. Ooh, interesting. Well, upkeep, we will usher back Showdown. Draw land. Main phase. Seagate Restoration. Wow, it's just an Omen of the Sea. Okay. Well, we'll let that go. We get to refuel again. What a ridiculous match. Yeah. Well, opponent disputes. We will dispute the dispute. Draw 4. Pathway on blue. Go. All right. What do you got now, opponent? What do you got now? Plays the land, gains a life. Runs out a Yarion to blink. And draw. Refills. Maybe. Scrying. Thinking. Yeah, so draws a ton of cards. Opponent passes. Now, pathway on white. On blue. Opponent could have removal, though. Well, let's Showdown. Orvar. Opponent disputes. Yeah, we'll pay. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Scries. to the top. Goes to combat. Attacks. Hagra Mauling. Opponent passes. I'll play Orvar. Play Righteous Valkyrie. Counter on Orvar. Mystic Reflection. Righteous Valkyrie. Counter on Orvar. And Shepherd of the Flock. Showdown. Counter on Orvar. Pathway. Go. This game is something else. This has been the most ridiculous match. Opponent. Desperation Scry. This has been the most insane match. Like, this is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. Opponent. One top, one bottom. Untaps. 15 cards in the deck. Are we going to end up pulling this off? Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay. Well, we will. Sajiri Shelter. Gain some life. Pro Black. Back up to 14. Opponent. Skyclave Apparition. Hits a Righteous Valkyrie. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. How much removal they got? Elspeth's Nightmare. Alright, the answer is a lot. Yeah, kills another one. Goes attacking? Okay. So we just need to get to this angel to 9 power. So, how do we get this angel to 9 power? Pathway. On white. So we're going to lose our counters. One, two. So we can't actually get to 9 power. Well, let's play Amiria's Call. Grow the angel. Make some angels. Gain a bunch of life. Showdown. Counter on the angel. Draw some cards. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent's got a chump. We're back up to 18. Down to 10 cards in our deck. Yup. So opponent, Elspeth's Nightmares don't do anything. Sure. Triggers and triggers. Do you have a Wrath? Combat. Attacks. Kill Yarion. Opponent. Another Yarion. Down to 4. I think we're going to pull this off. What a ridiculous match. Elspeth conquers Death's comeback. Opponent draws with Treacherous Blessing. We get triggers. An opponent scoops it up, and oh my god, Orvar power. Hour-long match, but doesn't matter. We got the job done. Whew. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, against the odds time, we are Orvaring in Standard. And, well, all right, we got an Orvar. And, all right, we got a plan. We'll see what our opponent's up to. I mean, Righteous Valkyrie, Orvar start making copies of Righteous Valkyrie. All right, opponent's Eldraining. Well, land on... Actually, we only ever need 1 red source, so play this on white. Go. Yeah, usually only need 1, maybe max 2 red sources in this deck. Opponent. All right, so Selesnya Eldraine? Can always Flicker Fate the token if we have to. Opponent, combat hits us. Ooh, Innkeeper. Yeah. Well, play the Scryland. Flicker to the bottom. Go. Well, we'll see. Lovestrike Beast can come down and draw a card. The problem's going to be... Well, we'll see. Problem's going to be big card advantage stuff, I think. Well, Pathway on white. Valkyrie. Go. Opponent. Drawing a lot of lands. Oh, showdown. We could use one of those. Opponent goes attacking. Draws a bunch of really good cards. 1, 2. So we play Orvar, it's going to die? That's so awkward. But if we don't Orvar, well, I guess that's fine. All right, play this on blue, play Orvar. Like, if our opponent spends their entire turn casting Shatterskull, I think that's a win. Like, that means they're not casting the rest of their Showdown of the Skalds cards. That means they're not putting a bunch of counters on things. So if they just go land Shatterskull, I think we just accept that. Like, it's not great. We want Orvar to live, but compared to them, like, going Mammoth, Innkeeper, draw infinite cards. All right, so Orvar might live. Grows a Lovestruck Beast. Goes to combat. All right, well, this does mean we have to not block. Or we still lose the... Oh, okay. We are focused on the scary cards we could see, and not on the scary cards we couldn't see. And, yeah, well, if there's one thing I know about Standard, it's sometimes you get Eldrained. And, we got Eldrained. Doomscar in, and Glass Casket in. Go down. 1 Hoplite. 1 Elspeth Conquers Death. 1 Shelter. 1 Shepherd of the Flock. 1 Mystic Reflection. All right. Well, we're on the play for this game, which is good, and we also have Showdown of the Skalds. And our Showdowns should be even better than our opponents thanks to Orvar, if we can get it going. On the other hand, our opponent has Embercleave. And Embercleave is really good. Well, land go. So we are definitely going to need 1 more land at least to get to these Skyclaves and so forth. Opponent, Lovestruck Beast token. Not a land. Well, play this on blue. Foretell, go. All right. Come on, land. Come on, land. Opponent. Scryland to the bottom. Hits us for 1. Land, please. No. All right, pass the turn. We might just Mystic Reflection the Lovestruck Beast into a 1/1. Opponent Because we're not doing anything else, so I mean that is helpful-ish. Opponent goes combat. Attacks. Passes. Still not a... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, this is not great. Opponent taps. Land. Innkeeper. Well, okay. I guess we do this, because what else are we going to do? So opponent still gets their Love-Struck Beast, but their Innkeeper is not going to draw them cards. That's something. Oh, what we would give for a land. Opponent gets and hits us. Down to 17. Oh, boy. All right. Well, we're going to discard a hand size, so I guess we just kill a token? Like, better than discarding a hand size. Ugh. Well, this has not been much of a game. Got Eldraine quickly, not much of a match. Got Eldraine super quick in game 1, and then the old 2-lander with no third land in game 2. Bone Crusher Giant, opponent. Hits us. Land? Wow, that's a lot of Orvars in a row. Alright, Shepherd of the Flock. Not 100% sure why we're still playing this. Like, now we're at the point where we're so far behind that even if we draw land, it just doesn't matter. Alright, sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes you play Magic, sometimes you don't. Alright. Against the odds time. We are Orvaring in Standard, and, well, alright, we got some action. No Orvar, no Showdown, but, I mean, hopefully we hit our lands and we're in business. Well, I guess we keep it. Lands are good at the moment. We have a good curve if we can hit it. Play this on white. Go. Opponent. Mountain. I don't think we're casting anything yet. Play this on... Let's see. So we're going to go... Actually, play this on blue. So we can go blue, white, red. And then Showdown on the Skulls would still be a great draw. Opponent. Passing. Alright, play Sajiri Shelter. I mean, I guess our new plan is make land drops and play Dream Trawler. If our opponent's not going to do anything, that's... Okay, Alpine Watchdog. Opponent passes. Well, let's Skyclave. Get rid of the Watchdog. Play this on white. Pass the turn. Opponent, Skyclave Apparition. Huh. Yeah, let's save it. Give our opponent a token. Untap. Slam Dream Trawler. Go. I'm assuming our opponent's a Winota deck. I'm also assuming this Dream Trawler is going to be hard for them to beat. Banishing Light. We will discard a... Skyclave, I guess. Opponent goes attacking. We will take it. Ooh, Righteous Valkyrie. I'll go to combat. Well, we want Orvar, and we want Showdown. Hit you, Gates of Life. Triome. Skyclave the Sky. I think the main way we can lose now is is if our opponent gets a crazy Winota turn. So we just want to focus on keeping stuff off the battlefield. In case our opponent goes land Winota. Banishing Light. We try... Opponent. I'm not going to let that work, opponent. It's not happening. It's not happening. You can cast all the Banishing Lights in your deck, and it is not going to kill our Dream Trawler. Yeah, we'll take it. Untap. Go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent goes to 8. Pathway on blue. Shepherd of the Flock. Righteous Valkyrie. Go. And opponent, yeah. That was tough. Our opponent didn't really get to do much that game. They had a couple removal spells, but nowhere near enough to actually do anything because of their land situation. Well, Doomscar's in. Glass Casket's in. Go down. Elspeth Conquers Death. Go down. One Shepherd. Mystic Reflection could actually stop a Winota. We're going to keep that, I think. Go down one Shepherd, one Hoplite, and one Flicker. Let's try it like that. Mystic Reflectioning a Winota into a token would be living one of my dreams. Oh, one land? Ugh. Man, this hand is great, except we can't cast anything. Well, this will keep. It has 2 lands. And it does have a lot of combo pieces, assuming we can hit land draw. I mean, we got Showdown, we got Orvar, we got a way to start cloning it. Dream Trawler, not exactly what we wanted. Orvar, nope. When it lands, when it lands. Opponent. Plains. Okay, Eidolon of Obstruction. Yeah. Well, play this on red. Foretell. Sure. Wait, is this a spirit deck? Maybe this is Spirit Tribal. I guess that would make some amount of sense. Opponent gets and hits us. Well, tap land, go. Well, at least if our opponent does, like, have Winota, we're going to be able to Wrath everything, theoretically. There's Winota. Yeah. Well, as long as they don't hit some random indestructible thing. Fines. Wow, nothing? Okay. Land, maybe? That's a land. Well, we will Doomscar. Play the land. Pass the turn. All right. We're very close to comboing here. We can Showdown. All right, Watchdog. Yes, that is acceptable. We can Showdown and then hopefully set up our synergies. Well, Showdown. Temple. Scry. Shepherd. You know, actually, we keep that. Every Shepherd is a copy of Showdown, so once we get Orvar down. All right, no more Winota. All right, Luris. Okay, that's fine. Opponent hits us. But now the good times begin. We get to play Orvar. Pathway on white. We lose our Righteous Valkyrie, but that's fine, because we get to start copying the Showdown. Opponent. Oh, this turn might be pretty wild. Skyclave Apparition. We will Shepherd of the Flock. Showdown. Get a copy. And then Shepherd of the Flock. Showdown. Get another copy. We're actually kind of looking for Doomscar. All right, no Doomscar. About it. Goes attacking. So let's think about this. We will Glass Casket. Get rid of Skyclave Apparition. Get a 4/4. We will Orvar. Pathway on white. Pass the turn. All right, we lose a bunch of cards, but we got another Shepherd of the Flock, so we can keep cloning our showdown. Opponent, Winota. All right, well, this could be scary. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. Well, let's see what they hit. Lava Brink Venture on even. And Hectos. Wow. Really? We don't have a 3. All right. Well, actually, hang on. So we need to go to combat. Block. Oh, this still doesn't work, does it? So we can clone the Glass Casket, but that doesn't do anything. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that is Exacxes. All right. Sure. Well, our opponent drew a lot of Winotas. All right, run it back. We were doing things, too. We were, like, going off, but, yeah. If you're a Winota deck and you draw multiple Winotas, you're probably going to be in good shape. Yeah. We're going to keep this and trust that we hit our land drops. Opponent. Heading to London, trying to find Winota. The one card in their deck that that does things. Opponent. Plains passes. Well, that's a land. That's good. Play this on white. Foretell Doomscar. Alright, let's keep drawing lands. Opponent plays a mountain. Alpine Houndmaster. Gonna find some random dogs. Sure. I'll play this on blue. Do we want a Righteous Valkyrie? Yeah, let's Righteous Valkyrie. Go. Still would like lands. Opponent. Plains. Alpine Watchdog. Land. Alright. Scry land. Yeah, showdown to the bottom. Yeah, let's foretell Mystic Reflection. No attacks. So if our opponent has Winota, we can dogify it if we have to. Opponent, land. Winota. Well, rather than a Winota, how about you have a Alpine Watchdog, friend? Slightly less scary. Opponent goes attacking. We will kill your Houndmaster. Well, Scry land. Keep Skyclave. Righteous Valkyrie. Go attacking. Opponent. Do they have 2 Winotas? Of course. Goes attacking. Gets a Hectos. And a Hound. Oh my goodness. Wow, opponent is the master of drawing Winotas. Well. Kill Haktos. Take our beats. Skyclave. Wait, why did this not die? Oh, it's indestructible. That's right. All right, small punt. Small punt. I can't believe how good our opponent is at drawing Winotas this match. Very impressive number of Winotas drawn. Which, I mean, is exactly what you want if you're a Winota deck. Bassery Cat, okay. Counter on Haktos, goes attacking. Well, block and block. Well, play the tap land. Go to combat, hit Bassery. Doomscar. Not sure this is going to be enough, though. Opponent plays a land. Ingenious Gur. Ingenious Gur. Counter on the Cur. Oh, play Dream Trawler. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Annex. Yeah. Well, we can start cloning Dream Trawlers. Alright. Pumps the Cur.
Now is the time to strike.
And opponent passes. Well, go to combat. Attack Bassery. Kill Bassery. Play Orvar. And Mystic Reflection Dream Trawler. Pass the turn. Land for opponent. Shatter the Sky. Wow. That's an interesting card to be playing in your dog tribal aggro deck. Alright. I mean, that is legal. Lava Brig Venturer. Alright, well, there's Showdown of the Skull. Glass... Glass Casket. Get rid of a 1/1. Pathway. Go. Houndmaster. Out of dogs. Battlefin Raptor. What's that last card? Hits us. Well, I mean, yeah. Not great, not great, not great. But gotta do what we gotta do. This does mean we lose our showdowns, which is very disappointing. Land for our opponent, passes. Well, play Orvar. Pass the turn. We need another showdown. We lost our engine because we had a Wrath there. Skyclave Apparition. Opponent passes. Well, we will. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of your Skyclave Apparition. Hoppy McGee. And go. Opponent. Wow, this deck is odd. Birth of Meletis, okay. Opponent. Shatter this guy. Opponent's deck is, like, kind of blowing my mind. I have no idea what our opponent's trying to do here. Opponent finds a scry land. Scries to the bottom. Now, we will pass the turn. Could really use another showdown of the Scalds. Opponent plays a land. Passes. Well, we will pass the turn. Luris. Nice draw for our opponent. Plays a Cur. Now, we will Shepherd of the Flock. Well, I guess we can wait. See if we draw Orvar. Oh my god, showdown. Okay. This makes things very interesting. I'll play showdown. Glass Casket. Get rid of Luris. Shepherd of the Flock. Pick up a Glass Casket. Pathway. Glass Casket. Get rid of the Cur. Oh, well, not the greatest use of showdown, but we have been keeping ourselves alive. Oh, that's what we wanted. All right, so we get to play Shepherd. Play Shepherd of the Flock. Land on white. Shepherd to pick up showdown. Counter on Shepherd of the Flock. Showdown. Draw some cards. Where's Orvar? All right, pass the turn. I guess we'll have to settle for Flicker Fading until we find Orvar. Opponent. Annex. Sure. Well, we will Flicker Fate Showdown of the Scald. Looking for Orvar. Bunch of lands. All right, there's Orvar. Well, play Orvar. Flicker Fate Showdown of the Scald. Grow Orvar. Get a copy of Showdown of the Scald. Skyclave Apparition. Counter on Shepherd of the Flock. Get rid of Orvar. Pathway on white. Hit ya. Oh, all right. Now we're where we want to be. We found the combo pieces, and we're in spectacular shape now. Opponent. Another Annex. I have bad news for you, opponent. We will Showdown of the Scald. Draw some cards. Untap. Trigger. Full control. Hoplite. Counter on you. Counter on you. Trigger out the stack. Mystic Reflection. Targeting you. And now we get to do fun things. Counter on you. Counter on you. Orvar, clones, tokens. Hoplite, clones. 20 tokens each. Token limit achieved. Yes. Yes, give us the max. Give us the max. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent blocks. Opponent gets a token. Yeah, pass the turn. Like, as long as our opponent doesn't top deck a Wrath. Oh, okay. That's what we wanted to see. Opponent passes. We won't do any shenanigans. We'll just be respectful. Attack with 200 tokens. Oh, here they all come. And, yeah. Oh, I mean, that's Orvar win. That was a game. I mean, that's the position the deck wants to get to. Once it snowballs, oh my goodness. Hi! Well, yeah, sweet. All right, so what did we learn this week about Jeskai Orvar in Standard? And I ended up going 3-2 in our video matches, which was a pretty fine record. If you actually look at our matches, we struggle the most with aggro in general, where decks that are playing Bone Crushers and playing Lovestruck Bees and then playing Ember Cleaves, a lot of times they can just kind of run us over before we get our engine set up. On the other hand, we saw in slower matchups against various like Yarion decks, mid-range decks, oh my goodness, did we do ridiculous things with this deck. Like, once we get down Showdown of the Skalds in Orvar, it becomes very difficult to lose because we just draw so many cards. Like, with our Showdown of the Skalds coming down, that's likely going to find a Shepherd of the Flock or find his Flicker of Fate. Either of those equals another Showdown of the Skalds, and actually kind of two more once they resolve, because we're copying it with Orvar and then either flickering it or getting back to our hand so we can recast it, which is going to be 8 more cards that we're drawing, which is going to fight us more Shepherds, going to fight us more Flicker of Fates, and then we just kind of like combo off. Eventually we're getting counters on our stuff with the Showdown of the Skalds, and then sooner or later we either just play so much stuff that our opponent keep up, or we make like a massive board of Righteous Valkyries and win that way. At one point we had a bunch of 8/8 Righteous Valkyries because they were all pumping each other, or we find our Reverent Hoplite Mystic Reflection combo, play that, win in one big attack. So I think this deck is like super fun. I had so much fun playing this deck. Yes, the aggro Eldraine decks are a bit of an issue. Like, we do get taken out by Embercleave. That's a thing that's going to happen. But this deck, we saw it go toe-to-toe with like Esper Yarion, with Abzan mid-range decks, and we were able to just fight through them and be able to draw more cards than they do and eventually win. Like, our game against Esper was absurd. We both played through our entire decks, and we ended up winning in the end, beating all the Yorion Blink values. So, Jeskai Orvar, this deck was really sweet. And I gotta say, Showdown of the Skalds is the secret to making this deck work. I tried a bunch of different blue-white builds, and we just don't have the card draw engine in our current standard where there's so much card advantage going on. Either you are a deck that is janking someone out with Embercleave or being super aggressive, or you are going on the card advantage like Yarion Grind Plan, or even like Mono Green Food Grind Plan. Our deck isn't fast enough to get in underneath those decks, so we gotta try to go toe-to-toe with card advantage, and Showdown of the Skalds, combined with all of our copying and blinking effects, is a card that lets us just grind with those Yarion-style decks. So I thought this deck was a blast. I think it's actually a really sweet way to take advantage of Orvar, and we did some absolutely absurd things. So hopefully you liked watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. Thanks for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.